Welcome back everyone. Well, iOS 14 has been out for a couple of weeks now, and I will definitely tell you it's still in a beta. It'll definitely get better over time, but there are a couple of problems that I've seen that are kind of persistent with a lot of my phones across the board. Now I will say, as I've said before a billion times, don't install iOS 14, don't install the beta. I probably wouldn't even recommend installing the public beta right now. I would probably wait until like beta 5 or 6. I realize that as we get further and further in these betas, the more and more bugs are kind of happening, so I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. I think beta 3 will probably fix a lot of stuff though, but I could probably be wrong, like how it was with beta 2 and public beta. Now, a very important thing, if you're on iOS 14 or any version of iOS that supports a beta, use the feedback app and let Apple know what the problems are. If they see that there's a ton of people complaining about a certain amount of issues, then they'll probably go and fix it. If it's just one person complaining, I don't think they'll probably fix it. But the more feedback they get, the better iOS 14 will probably eventually be. Now, I've seen, at first I was like, okay, probably most of my problems are with my iPhone 7 throughout the last couple times I've been using it. But now I'm seeing issues with my iPhone 6s and my iPhone 8, as well as my iPhone XS, which was very weird because that's a pretty new phone and I wasn't expecting to see problems with that. But again, I was not using any of these phones as a main phone, and I can only imagine if I had iOS 14 on my main device, how many issues I would have. I would probably end up having tons of issues across the board. And some of the issues that I've been having and some of the main problems are random reboots, which isn't that big of a deal because I'm using the phone. Okay, I'll get over it. It's not a big deal. But if I'm going somewhere, if I'm like using the GPS and if I get a random reboot somewhere, like that can kind of be an issue. That's the main thing that I kind of see. If I'm on a road trip and I'm on using the GPS and I need to see the directions but my phone keeps rebooting, that is an annoying thing. I would hate having to deal with that. And there's so many issues with that too. If you're recording a video and it randomly reboots, if it, so many things, it's just something that with a beta, even with iOS 13 and iOS 12 betas, I never really had those many random reboots. I've had, times where it got stuck and I had to hard reset it, but random reboots didn't really happen. So that was a pretty big, new thing that I kind of have to get used to. And I saw it with my iPhone XS and my iPhone 7 as well, which is very weird. Now, the other issue which I had, which I talked about before, but it's still not fixed, not with the public beta, not with beta 2, even though they're the same thing. It's the apps getting stuck on the black screen or just apps getting stuck in general. So what this is basically when you open up an app, let's say we're opening up like Temple Run or something, or any app, it doesn't matter. It'll just hang up on the load screen. So it wouldn't even actually go through and it won't load. But the weird thing is that sometimes it would actually go through and eventually load up. So after like 30 seconds of me waiting, it'll essentially, load back into that screen, which is so weird. I really don't even understand how to explain it, but that's another really random kind of a weird thing, like why is that happening? I've never seen that issue before in my life, but now I randomly see it, and luckily I don't have it on my main phone. But like I said, if I did, I would probably see a bunch of apps that are, running into this issue. Now I load the same apps on my 6S and on my 7 Plus and those apps and it works fine, but for some reason my iPhone 7 has that issue, which is very weird. Now beyond that, another main issue that I've been seeing that's pretty much persistent on all my phones is the phone's getting a little bit hotter than usual. Usually like I can, handle a little bit of heat, if I'm using my phone for long periods of time, I can usually tell when it's going to get hot if I'm playing, heavy intensive games or something. But with iOS 14, really on all my devices, it's been a pretty rough ride. I hate to say it, but when it comes down to the heat coming out and being expelled from this phone, it's a lot more than usual when I'm getting on iOS 13 or whatever. And I've been testing all these phones on iOS 13, 12, 11, and now we're on iOS 14 and I'm seeing these issues still here too. So like I said, by the time the official version of iOS 14 comes out, it's probably going to be in a lot better of a state. But it's very important that we all talk about our issues that we're having with this, leave it in the feedback app, make videos, make blogs, make tweets about it, so then more and more people are aware of these problems and then they can test it and they can go and leave feedback as well. So I can complain about these things all day. I can complain about everything. But like I said, it is very, very important that you guys go leave that feedback and let Apple know of these specific issues that we're having. So then by the time the iOS 14 comes out, the official version, we can have a much more stable version because unfortunately, I'm going to have to install it day one so I can talk about it. And I guess we're just going to see whether if it's still a good update, if it's not, but I guess we'll just see when the time comes. But that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. More importantly than everything else, to love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.